Class 11 students, welcome to another video tutorials. This tutorial will deal with grammar section from your alternative English textbook on the topic tenses. As you can see on the screen here, we will learn what tenses are. Now, in English grammar, tense refers to time from the Latin word tempus, which means time. Tense tells us whether the verb, the action or the state denoted by the verb, takes place in the present time, the past time, or in the coming time, that is the future time. Tense indicates whether the sentence or a state denoted by the verb takes place in the present time, the past time, or the future time. Things will be more clear when we start seeing examples, okay, when we look at the sentences where a verb reflects number of tenses. In a sentence, tense is inflected on the verb. That is, in a sentence, the verb shows the tense. Okay, in a sentence you will have the subject, verb, subject, there is a noun, verb, object, noun, then you will have the preposition, you can have the adjective, you can have the adverb, but none of the parts of speech except the verb will show you tense. Okay, it is a verb that reflects the tense in a sentence. The verb may refer to the present time, the past time, or the future time. Okay, we will see with examples. We will see with the following examples. Vivian, name of a person, third person singular, proper noun. Vivian plays the piano. The verb play. Okay, from the verb play. Regarding the verb, you already have learned from your previous video the concept of verb, or what verbs are. I hope it is clear enough, so we will not be repeating anything about the verb here. Like I was saying, from the examples, Vivian plays the piano. In the second example, Vivian played the piano. Notice the changes that is happening here, okay, regarding the verb play. Vivian will play the piano. Now, in sentence 1, Vivian plays the piano. The verb plays refers to the present time. Okay, the action that is happening at the moment in the present time. Thus, the sentence is said to be in the present tense. Okay, in sentence 2, the verb played refers to the past time. The action of playing has already been completed. It happened time ago, yesterday. So the action is completed in the past. Therefore, the verb played with the suffix ed refers to the past time. Thus, the sentence is said to be in the past tense. Now check sentence 3. In sentence 3, the verb will play refers to the time in the future. Okay, the time that is yet to come. Thus, the sentence is said to be in the future tense. The auxiliary will indicates future. Okay, the auxiliary will indicates future. So, will play refers to the time in the future. Such a sentence is said to be in the future tense, or such a verb like will play indicates future tense. In English grammar, my dear students, in English grammar we have 3 main tenses as listed here: the present tense, the past tense, and the future tense. Okay, each of these 3 main tenses will have 4 forms each. which means the present tense will have four kinds, the past tense will have four kinds, as well as the future tense will have four forms. Okay, we will see in the next slide. There it is. All the three main tenses has four forms each, four kinds. So if you take the first main tense, that is the present tense, it will have four forms: 1, 2, and 3, and 4. We will see one by one. The first form of the present tense is simple present tense. Simple present tense, it expresses the verb in the simplest form in the present time. Verb is at its simplest form, play, in the present tense or in the present time. Okay, so the sentence, I play basketball, the sentence is said to be in the simple present tense because the verb indicates simple present tense. Okay, the next form of the present tense is the present continuous tense. Now this tense, this expresses the action denoted by the verb. Okay, in progress or continuing, the verb will express an action that is in progress or continuing. Example, I am playing basketball. The action of playing is continuing, and the suffix ing indicates continuous or progressive. Am, the auxiliary am, the be form of verb am, indicates present. Okay, so together, am playing indicates present continuous tense. I hope it is clear. Moving to the third form of the present tense, we have the present perfect tense, which is the third form of the present tense. The present perfect tense expresses action started in the past and completed in the recent past. Okay, this verb indicates an action that has already started in the past and completed in the recent past, in the near past. Okay, take a look at the example. Harry has just left the building. Can you see that? Harry has just left the building. Has indicates perfect. Okay, present, has indicates the present auxiliary present, and left indicates perfect. So together, has left indicates present perfect tense. Look at another example. I have played basketball. I have played basketball. The auxiliary have indicates present. All right, played ed indicates perfected or perfect, so have played indicates present perfect. The action of playing has started in the past. I have played, and completed in the recent past. Okay, so the sentence, all in all, I have played basketball, indicates the verb, or the sentence is said to be in the present perfect tense. The last form of the the last form of the present tense is the present perfect continuous tense. What is happening with this tense? The present perfect continuous tense expresses an action denoted by the verb that began at a certain time in the past and is still continuing. Since it is continuous in nature, the action should be still continuing. The verb should have a suffix of ing added to the base form of the verb play. You take a look at the example. I have been playing basketball for a week. Now, it have been playing indicates an action that started at a certain time last week. Okay, in the past, and is still continuing. I have been playing basketball for a week now. The action of playing the basketball is still continuing, which started a week ago. It's still continuing. So the auxiliary have and been along with the base form of the verb play with the suffix ending ing indicating continuity expresses present perfect continuous tense, have been playing. So that is the present perfect tense, the fourth form of the present tense. Now, just like the present tense, we also have the past tense. The past tense, just like the present tense, has four forms. Dear class 11 students, the past tense also has four forms. The first form of the past tense, the simple past tense. The simple past tense expresses, look at this line, expresses an action that has occurred in the past. The action expressed by the verb has already occurred in the past. The verb is in the simplest form, okay? The verb is in the simplest form again. Take a look at the example. I played basketball. The suffix ed, okay, indicates the action having completed or the action completed in the past. Such a sentence is said to be in the past tense, or such a verb is said to be in the past form, in the simple past form. Now, the second form of the past tense is the past continuous tense. This tense expresses an action that has been going on. Now, this is important here. Has been going on from some time in the past. The action of playing has been going on from some time in the past. Okay? Take a look. I was playing basketball. The word was, the auxiliary verb was, indicates past. Ing indicates continuous. Together, was playing indicates past continuous tense. So the example, I was playing basketball, indicates the sentence in the past continuous tense. The third form of the past tense, as you can see on the screen here, my dear students, is the past perfect tense. Now, what is happening with the past perfect tense? This tense, the past perfect tense, expresses, or the verb expresses, an action that has completed, that is finished or perfected at some point in the past. The action that is expressed here has completed or finished or perfected at some point in the past. Example, I had played basketball during my school days. In the past, during your school days. Okay, the action of playing had already completed. Had, the verb, the auxiliary verb had, indicates past. Okay, perfected ed, or finished or completed, is indicated by ed. Okay, I had played basketball during my school days. The verb is here, the verb had played is said to be in the past perfect tense. The sentence is in the past perfect tense. The next, or the final, the fourth form of the past tense is the past perfect continuous tense. Now, this tense expresses an action that started in the past and continued to another point in the past. The action started happening in the past and again continued to a certain point again in the past. Example, I had been playing basketball when Jason called me. Take a look. I had been playing basketball when Jason called me. The verb had been playing. Okay, had indicate past, been playing perfect continuous, indicates past perfect continuous tense. The sentence is said to be in the past perfect continuous tense. I had been playing. It expresses an action that started in the past and continued to a point, to the point when Jason called. Okay, to the point, the action was continuing till the point when Jason called me. Okay, you should not be confused with this this dependent clause here. When Jason called me, the there are two clauses in this sentence. Okay, the dependent clause. When Jason called me, this dependent clause, the verb is in the simple past tense. So you forget about this clause. We are dealing with this, the clause, the verb of the main clause. Okay. Earlier, somebody had a confusion regarding the sentence. Maybe he or she was confused with the tense of the subordinate clause or the dependent clause. We are talking about the verb of the main clause. Okay, here. So I had been playing basketball when Jason called me. The sentence is this in the past perfect continuous tense. Okay, had been playing. Ing indicates continuity. Had been indicates past perfect. So there you have the four forms of the past tense. Okay, the simple past tense, the past continuous tense, the past perfect tense, and the past perfect continuous tense with examples. Okay, now the last or the final main tense of English grammar is the future tense. Like the previous two main tenses, the future tense also has four forms. The first form is the simple future tense. Now this tense expresses things or events that haven't happened yet. Okay, the event or the things or the action is yet to happen. It is or it will happen in the future, or it shall happen in the future. It also expresses facts or universal statement occurring in the future. Okay, I'll explain to you this with an example. It also expresses a fact or universal statement occurring in the future. Example of this tense: the simple future tense. First form of the future tense is the simple future tense. I'm sorry. There you have it. First form of the future tense, the first form is the simple future tense. Now, the simple future tense. Example: I shall or will play basketball. The action have not yet taken place. It is going to happen or will happen in the future. Now, regarding the auxiliary here, okay, the modal auxiliaries, shall and will, they indicate different meanings. When you use shall, what happens? When you use will, what happens? Shall indicates certainty to play in the future. When you say I shall play basketball, okay, which means you are certain to play in the future. When you say I will play basketball, will indicates intention or willingness or determination to play in the future. Okay, when you say I will play basketball, you intend to, or you're willing to play, or you're determined to play in the future. So that is the difference between shall and will. We will be using both. Example, under example, Amin will be 10 next month. Will be 10 next month. Okay, this is another example of simple future tense. Okay, it's a universal fact that Amin will be 10 next month because he's growing. Another universal statement or a fact is it will be dark after 6:30 in the evening. Okay, 6:30 p.m. in the evening. So this sentence will be also indicates verb in the simple future tense. I hope this is clear enough. The second form of the future tense you can see on the screen, my dear student, is the future continuous tense. The verb tense which expresses that something will occur in the future and continue. Okay, the verb, the action or the state expressed by the verb, okay, that something will occur in the future. It has not yet occurred, but it will occur in the future, in the time to come, and then continue. That's why we call it the future continuous tense. Example: I shall or I will be playing basketball tomorrow. I haven't played yet today. Tomorrow, that is Friday or Saturday, I'll be playing and then continuing. Okay, I shall or will be playing basketball tomorrow. The third form of the future tense is the future perfect tense. This tense expresses an action that will be completed at a certain time in the future. Action is yet to be completed, but it will be completed at a certain time in the future. To make this point very clear, I have added by next week. Okay. Take a look at the example. I shall or will have played basketball by next week. Okay. It expresses an action of playing that will be completed by at a certain time. What is the time? Next week. Okay. It is ed because perfected. Okay, perfect tense, so we have the past from ed. So I shall have played basketball by next week expresses the sentences or sentence, or the verb expresses the tense in the future perfect tense. Okay. Okay, the last form of the future tense is the future perfect continuous tense. The future perfect continuous tense. What is happening here? The verb tense, that is the verb that describes, the verb that indicates a tense, describe an action that will continue to a certain point or to a certain time in the future. This verb will express, or this tense will express an action or a state that will continue to a certain point. Okay, to a certain point or time in the future. Again, the last part of the sentence before you reach. Okay, now you remember this word. You remember this before you reach. You remember this part. Now take the whole sentence. I shall or I will have been playing basketball in the school before you reach. Okay, before you reach to a certain point. That is the point that by the to a point or to the time you reach. Okay, I will have been playing basketball. An action that will continue to a certain point. To the point you reach, I will be playing. Now the future perfect continuous is indicated by will have been playing or shall have been playing. In the whole sentence, I shall or will have been playing basketball in the school before you reach indicates the sentence in the future perfect continuous. Okay, continuity shown by the suffix ing added to the base form of the verb play. Perfect future indicated by the auxiliary will. Perfect indicated by have been. Okay, future perfect indicated by have been playing. The entire shall or will have been playing is the verb here. This entire underlined words are the verb here. Okay, indicates the sentence in the future perfect continuous tense. I hope this is clear enough for you. This is a very simple chapter. There are many other examples listed in your textbook. In fact, there's a whole table like structure, rows and columns like structure presented in your textbook. Go through it. You will see the simple present tense, what it is used for, how it is formed, in what way, and examples okay are given, as well as for the simple past tense and the present tense and all the other tenses for that matter. Okay, an exhaustive list is given in your textbook. Kindly refer to it, and on your page, starting from your page 130, you will have a practice set, practice exercises. The practice 1, practice 2, those exercises are meant for students, not for us. Please go through these video tutorials along with example. Try and understand the concept of the tense. Once if you have understood this, or once if you have thoroughly gone through these video tutorials along with the reference to the textbook examples as well as the listing there in the textbook, I don't see any problem why you should not understand this. You will be in a very comfortable position to solve all the exercises in your textbook. 130 pages, 130, 31, is listed till 135 or 36, 37, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, there are so many exercises listed here in your textbook till 140. Please do solve all the exercises. Okay, based on what you have just learned from this short video tutorials. And if you encounter any problem which you cannot overcome by yourself, feel very free to consult us or to consult me. Okay, so this brings us to the end of the 10th chapter. Please do solve the exercises on your own. I'll be getting in touch with you guys in the next video. Until then, take care and thank you.